In this video, I'm going to show you the exact email marketing strategy that we use to capture an additional $92,000 for this brand in under 90 days. First, I'm going to break down the exact flows that we use, and then I'm going to walk you through our optimization framework that increases revenue predictability week after week, so you're never wondering where your money's going. And finally, I'm going to give you guys a free tool that you can use. You can plug it into your brand, and you guys can see exactly how much money you're missing out on by not having an optimized retention system. This is so crucial. Test everything. Everything matters. This is going to change your brand. My name is Mace Murray, founder of EXM Global Strategies, and we build retention systems for 6 to 7 figure e-commerce brands. We've generated over hundreds of thousands of dollars for our clients. So we're not just talking theory, but this is exactly what we do for our clients to get them those results. So without wasting any more time, let's get right to the video. So this is the life cycle revenue blueprint. This is the same flow system that we used for that one client to get them that extra $92,000. And this is the same system that we use for all of our other clients as well. So I'm going to walk you through, guys. I'm going to give you the exact flows that we use, how many emails send out per flow, what the triggers are, anything you guys need to know to be successful with the retention marketing. So obviously how retention works is we have the top of funnel, which would be your Meta, TikTok, Google, SEO, organic, or influencers, whatever it might be that you're reaching out and getting cold audiences to your website, right? Now, once those cold audiences hit your website, this is where your flows come in, okay? So we'll start with the welcome flow. The welcome flow is arguably one of, if not the most important flow that you can have, because not only does it make you a ton of money, but it's also because this is the first impression that a customer has on your brand. Okay, so this needs to be dialed in. The first email is probably going to be something about the story of your brand, or if you're offering a discount, make sure that that is at the top, because if you offer them a discount in their pop-up and then you put it at the bottom or hidden or don't even throw it in, then they're going to hate your brand. They're never going to want to come back and buy. So if you're offering a discount in your pop-up, make sure you include it close to the top and say, in bold letters, make it very clear that this is the discount that you get for signing up, right? Now, aside from that, like I said, it can be brand messaging. It can be about what the brand is about. Make them feel a part of the ecosystem. Make them feel like they're a part of your family that you're creating in this brand, because that is so important, okay? So that first email, that's what it's about. Give them the discount, tell them about the brand, make them feel welcome. Okay. Then the conditional split. And if you're not sure what a conditional split is, go ahead and pull up Klaviyo or whatever you're using. I recommend Klaviyo. Pull up Klaviyo and build these out with me. As I'm going down the line, build them out. Pause the video, build the email out. Pause the video, build the next one. The conditional split is going to be if they place the order or not. If they did place the order, they're going to go down here, which is going to be more emails regarding the brand, you know, some if it's a product that is consumable or pre-workout or whatever, you can give them tips on how to use it. If it's technology, give them tips on how to use it. If it's fashion, give them style tips, show social proof of other people wearing it, whatever it might be. Make them feel like they're not the only ones in this brand. They're not the only ones in this ecosystem. Again, make them feel welcome. Very important. Now, if they don't make the purchase, right? This is the past. If they made the purchase, if they don't make the purchase, you're going to send out an urgency email. And this urgency email is going to be, hey, going to be gone soon. Don't miss out. Whatever it is, if you were offering a gift, if you were offering a discount, let them know, yo, this is going to be gone soon. Jump on it. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on this product, and make them have that FOMO, that fear of missing out. They don't want to miss out on this thing because it's so cool. It's so important. So maybe throw in social proof. Maybe in these emails, you can throw in something that makes them feel like if they don't do this, they're going to regret it for the rest of their life. Make them feel that way. So again, we're going to have the same conditional split that we set up here. If they made the purchase after that urgency email, great. That's when you have the same emails down here, and you can literally copy and paste the emails you made. You can paste them to over here, right? To save you some time, because they're going to have the same goal as these ones over here, right? Make them feel welcome, make them feel part of the family. Okay. Again, if they didn't make the purchase, same thing. And you don't want to copy this email and paste it here because they've already seen that email, but do something along the same line, right? For the same reasons of what we just set up there. And then you can copy these emails here and paste them down here, right after that urgency email. And if you want to tweak it a little bit for each one, just because, you can. Again, these emails down here, here, and here are going to have the same goal. The most crucial emails in this whole welcome flow is this one, the initial one, the 2 urgencies, and then the initial ones after the purchase, because every customer, after they make a purchase, every customer has a little bit of buyer's remorse is what we call it. So that second email, we just want to mitigate that as much as possible. So welcome flow, hopefully that all makes sense. Copy exactly what we have here. Pause the video if you need to, but it's so important that you do this exactly like this, because if you don't, then you're going to, one, miss out on a lot of money, but more importantly, you're going to miss out on the opportunity to have a customer for life. Okay. And that is more important than just one purchase. So abandoned checkout. This is these 4 here, including the welcome flow, but these 4 here are based on website triggers. Okay. So the welcome flow is not really, it's more like the pop-up and if you manually add them to the list. But these 4 here, website triggers, right? So if they've abandoned the checkout, if they made it all the way, they'd added something to their cart, they've clicked on a product, they've went through, read the reviews, read description, whatever, they've gotten so far and they stopped at the abandoned checkout. That is a dagger to the heart. So what we're going to do to help that is we're going to send out 4 emails, right? And now keep in mind that all of these emails here, they don't have time delays. Probably should have thrown those in. Maybe I'll do that after this video. But in between each of these emails, you're going to want to have like a 3-day time delay for the abandoned checkout. Other ones, I'll go through exactly the time delays that you should have. But for the abandoned checkout, you're going to send the first email as soon as they abandon that checkout. So that first email is going to be something along the line of kind of a similar thing of what we did here, welcome flow. We're creating urgency. Okay. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do this. Urgency, make this red. Okay. I'll be back. I'm gonna just do all this real quick so that you guys can visually see better. All right, so now that I went through and changed all these, this is really how I should have had it to the start, because this is really what they are, the kind of emails. All 4 of these are gonna be urgency emails, right? Let's stay hyper-focused on the abandoned checkout. First email is gonna be urgency, similar to welcome flow. Obviously, get creative, do something different than the welcome flow. Do not copy and paste the welcome flow email, okay? And then time delay in between each of these, you're gonna do like 3 days. The emails following, just use your common sense. I mean, still you're gonna wanna have a little bit of urgency where it's like, hey, do you still wanna leave this? Do you, whatever, right? Get creative, use AI if you have to, right? So browse abandonment, similar concept, right? Urgency, and we're actually gonna do the exact same time delay. You can shorten it to 2 if you want, but 3 days in between each of these is gonna be good. Same concept as abandoned checkout. So the site abandonment one, that is another one. It's important to have, but nowhere near as important as abandoned checkout, abandoned cart, and the browse abandonment, right? And that's why we only have that 1 email following, because the majority of the time, the site abandonment is going to skip. It's going to skip like 90% of the people that are actually triggering this thing, right? Because it needs an email to send it out to, right? So realistically, let's say you're getting 1,000 people to your website a day. This is probably going to go out to like 20, right? Because again, you have to have their emails. These are people that are already a part of that ecosystem, a part of your brand, right? So urgency, similar concept, get creative, another email after. Abandoned cart. This is massive. This is the second or third most important one behind welcome flow and abandoned checkout, right? Abandoned cart, abandoned checkout, welcome flow. 3 most important ones, not even close. Okay, in terms of pure revenue and profit. So the abandoned cart, we're into the honestly the exact same concept that we did for the abandoned checkout. 3-day time delay in between each. Urgency, another urgency email, another urgency email, another urgency email, right? And it's so important here that we have the initial urgency more for the purpose of this discount's going to be gone soon. Are you sure you want to do it? Then these ones down here can create urgency through that FOMO that we talked about in the welcome flow, whether it be through social proof, whether it be through whatever it might be, create that urgency, right? So now these ones, we're going to walk through these fairly quick because these are also very specific to the type of niche you're in. Okay, so post-purchase, it is not. You want this in whatever niche you're in, whether it be apparel, wellness, supplements, whatever it might be. Post-purchase is so crucial. That's why we have 6 different emails here, right? And really, this is something that for a lot of our clients, we include opportunities for them to leave a review, right? And so this is kind of where for your brand, you kind of want to make the decision, right? Do you want to, on that first email, first of all, let's talk about the time delay. The post purchase is going to be like, since they've purchased, however long, and this is important, however long it takes for you to fulfill an order, for them to get the order, for them to have the order on their doorstep. Let's say it takes 7 days. Give them at least 10 days, because that gives them 3 days to be able to use their product, see how they feel about it. And then, if they want to leave a review, that's awesome. If not, you can incentivize them to leave a review with a discount, or you can just give them a post purchase that's like, similar to a thank you. It's like, thank you for purchasing, yada, yada, yada. Here's some social proof. Make them feel like they stay a part of the brand so that they come back to buy another product, another one, and another one, right? Important. So do like a 10 to 14 time delay for this. Again, depends on your shipping times. And then email. After these, it can be 3-day time delays in between each of those emails, okay? Upsell, bounce back, very similar concept of the post-purchase, except what we're also going to do for this one is we're going to have the urgency that we had in these ones over here. So the first email is going to be less of a leave a review kind of thing, or here's some social proof, making them feel more a part of the brand. The upsell and bounce back flow is going to be, the first email is going to be very focused on urgency, making them to buy again, right? We're increasing that lifetime value on the customer. Okay. All right. So the replenish reminder flow, this is very important if you are in the right niche. You can use this flow even if you're in apparel or, technology product, but it's going to be a little bit tougher to utilize this, because what we can do if, for example, you're a supplement company, or if you're a makeup company, or if you're a whatever it might be, right? Something that runs out, something that you have to get more of. That's when these are going to be very nice, because what you can do is, 6 energy drinks. I don't know. The average person is probably going to drink that energy drink like once, one energy drink a day, maybe twice. Now, if that's the case, what we can do is send a time delay on the replenish reminder for 10 days. We can try to calculate it with whatever your brand is and try to say, okay, if they have 6 cans and they finish 1 a day, then that means we'll give them 4 days just in case they skip a day or whatever. 10 days of that delay would be good for that example, because then that email is going to come in right at the right time. And honestly, guys, a lot of this with email, SMS marketing, retention marketing in general is really about getting in front of the customer at the right time, right? That's really marketing in general, right? Getting in front of the customer at the right time when it feels like it's specific to them, okay? So replenish reminder, huge if you use it the right way. For apparel, you can, again, use it, just get creative with it. All right, so for the customer win back, this is important. It's going to serve many purposes, but 2 main purposes, right? Very similar to the post-purchase, where we want to keep them engaged with the brand, right? But also this is going to have a longer time delay. Generally a 60 to 90 day time delay is what we do for our clients. And it's going to allow customers that might have forgotten about the brand to re-engage with the brand. Now, the second main thing it's going to do, it plays a big role in our sunset system, which we'll get into shortly. So time delay, do like 60 days in between the trigger and the first email. And then again, 3-day delays in between the following ones. Now, VIP customer flow, this is something that it's pretty broad in terms of when people talk about a VIP flow, it can be kind of broad, right? But what we do is anybody who's purchased over 3 times or more, we consider them a VIP. And so we put them in our VIP segment. And then what we're going to do for that is we're going to give them emails in this flow that are so special to them, right? And this is important because the people that are purchasing from you a lot, they obviously already like your brand. They already like what it stands for, what it means. And so if you incentivize them to buy more, they will, because they already like your stuff. So VIP customer, The trigger could be if they've purchased over 3 times, or if they've purchased over 2 times, meaning they purchased 3 times. That is the trigger that we do for our VIP flows. And then the following emails, you can do 3-day delays. Also, it's great to just have that VIP segment, because in the future, if you want to give them even a 15-minute head start on the drop, right? So that you reward these VIPs, again, reward them. They deserve it. They've purchased multiple times for your brand. They have an LTV of that's higher than the cold audiences that come and buy right from the ads, right? So it's very important. Sunset flow. Now, this is so crucial. And I know I said in terms of revenue, the most important ones are your abandoned cart, abandoned checkout, and welcome. But overall, the sunset flow is the most important flow. And it's a landslide. The reason why is because in retention marketing, specifically email marketing, deliverability is the most important thing ever. And we cannot stress that enough, because if people aren't seeing your emails, then your email marketing is not going to work. If people aren't seeing them, the emails won't work. They're not going to do anything. You're going through all this effort for zero reason at all. So deliverability, so important. Okay. Now for the sunset flow, the best way to explain it is really from showing it. So we're going to do that right now. All right. So the sunset eligible, which is what we call it. This is the sunset, one of the sunset segments, right? Now this is going to be the segment that triggers the sunset flow. Okay. And basically what this is like, if a person can receive email marketing, if they've received at least 10 emails over times, opened email 0 times, clicked email 0 times, and placed orders 0 times in the last 120 days. Now, as you can see, for this specific client, we have 800 people in this. And so what that means is they're actually now in the sunset flow. I'll hop over that right now. All right, so for the sunset flow, we're going to have the trigger. Again, once they're added, no profile filters, because that segment's automatically filtering the profiles out. Duh. We're going to wait 3 days. Then we're going to fire that conditional split if the person has opened 0 times, which we're seeing 98% of them have. We're going to send them through. And as you can see here, we have people opening. Those people, once they open, we're going to have another conditional split that's based on clicked email 0 times, right? So for these emails, it's very simple. We want to make it seem like this is coming directly from the owner of the brand. So we want to make it seem like it's coming directly from you. And so how we're going to do that is make it seem like it's a typed up email, right? Very simple. And we definitely want these to have the lowest chance of going into spam, right? So that means not a lot of imagery, not a lot of content, majority copy. Okay. Now in here, we have that it says, if you want to keep receiving updates and special offers, just click the button below. That button's going to take them to the website. More importantly, what that tells us, that means that they want to continue to get emails from us. And if they don't want to, if they just open it, do not force them. Kick them out, because we want people that are actually going to buy. It's cool having a lot of profiles, but at the end of the day, it's not cool when they don't buy, right? So it's important to have engaged people. So this is the sunset flow. And if they go through this whole flow, this is where we're going to have the profile property update, where we create the sunset suppress as true, which is basically putting them into this other segment, which we're going to jump to right now. All right, so this is the chopping block, right? What that means is we have 700 people in here that literally just completed that flow, that we're going to cut these people. We're going to suppress them. We're not going to completely delete them, right? But we're going to suppress them, right? And the property about this is literally all based on the property, right? Sunset suppress is true, which is basically if they went through that whole flow and didn't click. So what these people, what we're going to want to do is we're going to suppress all of the people that are in this chopping block. All right, so now that you guys have the flows, you have the system, you have everything right in front of you. Again, if you guys want to build out the flows, which I highly recommend, go through this video, pause the video when you need to, build out the flows with me. This is going to change your brand. Now, once you create the flows, are we done? No, we are not done. And the reason why is because these flows, it's good to set it up for one time, but we want to optimize these. We want to make them better every week. So How do we do that? Well, our optimization framework is going to show you exactly how to do that. So we're going to go ahead and jump into that right now. All right, so the optimization period, this is very important, okay? Once those flows are all set up, right, this is where we're going to start. Right after that point, launch email flows. All right, we got that done. Okay, so now, how do we do that? Just show you guys. So start, we're going to do A/B testing. Okay, now, how do we do that? We're going to test subject lines, we're going to test content, we're going to test timing, audience segments, many different things. Test everything. Everything matters. Even if it seems super small, even if it's the preview text, everything matters. Test everything. Now, A/B testing, you guys should be able to figure that out. Okay. Now, if you need help with that, comment, I'll make a video on it. Now, after the A/B testing is done, we're going to have a test period. Run that for 7 days, 7 to 14 days, really. After you've set up the A/B test, run those for at least 7 days, right? Generally, you're going to want to do 7 to 14 day period, okay? Analyze the performance data. How do we do that? Review the open rates, the clicks, conversions, any engagement metric that we might see, right? And this can include bounce rate, this can include spam, anything that we're seeing that's bad, we want to change it. Anything we see that we can improve, write that down, right? And really, like, what we do for our clients is we have a backend system that's like has all of our clients laid out, and week to week we have the A/B tests on file and remember. So I recommend doing that for your brand. Okay. Now, analyze the performance data and then flow iteration, right? That's when we go in and make those changes based on the data that we see. Refine email sequence, logic, and timing, right? If it's about timing, change the delays, right? All of those delays that we just talked about, those are going to be, it's kind of hard to do the same delay for every single brand, right? So it's important that you know your brand, you know your audience, you know your ICP, and you're speaking again to that ICP. So very important that we have the timing specific to them. Don't make it too long. Don't make it too quick. Find the golden spot. Find the Goldilocks zone. Okay. Now, refine after the flow duration. Refine, right? And then we're going to hit the creative adjustments part, which is going to be updating the copy, the design elements, and CTAs. If you need to go out and get new content, if you need to go do a new photo shoot, if you need to go do new flat lays, whatever it might be, go take care of that, because this is so important. A lot of people overlook retention marketing. Don't do that. Okay. Now, make the adjustments and then update. And this is what we're going to call the improvement loop. Okay. Because this is a continuous thing, right? Implement learnings and restart testing cycle. This is continuous, right? You don't improve one time, you don't optimize one time, and then you're good. You can just kick back. That's not good. It's so important that as soon as you're finished with this period, you go back and do it all again, because something can always be improved with your system. Every single time, every day, there's going to be something new to fix. Okay. So very important to keep this going 24/7, 365. Okay. All right. So now that you guys have the optimization period down and you have the system that we use, I'm going to give you guys a free tool to show you exactly how much money you're missing out on by not having these systems set up. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and jump into that right now. All right. Now, this is the Retention Engine Revenue Forecast System. This is a tool that I'm going to give to you guys for free. And this is so cool, right? This tool, when I was making it, I was getting excited, right? I mean, I made this a while ago, but when I was making it, I was getting excited because this is something that you can use not only to find out how much you're missing out on right now before you get started, but you can use this throughout the whole period of you improving your retention marketing system, because you can see, obviously, this data is not going anywhere, and you can manually input into here, and we're going to go through it, but it's exciting. Okay. So I'm going to have, because this is empty, I'm going to have Gemini give me some information here that we can fill out. All right. So we had Gemini spit out some numbers. The monthly revenue, we're just going to copy this. Okay. We're not going to copy it, but we're just going to go ahead and not doing the lazy route, right? So 100, 1, 2, 3, 100,000. Okay. Now, revenue from email and SMS. Okay. So let's say let's say 15% is coming from email and 10% is coming from SMS, which would equate to 25, right? So then total Klaviyo profiles, we're going to have 55,000, which I would say that's about typical for people who are just getting started with this. Monthly Klaviyo bill is 900. I think that's actually pretty spot on. And the campaign send frequency, sending 2 campaigns per, what the heck? That's not even on there. I'm like, what the heck? All right, so now that we have the numbers, we can analyze this data. As you can see, as we filled out C4 through C8, this is a pretty typical brand right here, right? If they're doing 100,000 a month, email revenue is at 15%, that means they have a lot of room for improvement. And so 9 through 11 is the calculations. This is how much we're leaking right now, okay? Profile bloat tax, this is basically like your money that you're just kind of chucking away based on, because you have too many profiles, right? You can cut down these profiles with the sunset system that I showed you, okay? Now, for our clients, this continuously going, that's going to hurt your deliverability health score. So important that we get that figured out ASAP. The silent profit gap. Now, this is the money that you're leaving on the table because you don't have flows set up or you don't have campaigns being sent out. You don't have the retention system dialed in and optimized, right? So for this client, they're making $100,000 and they're missing out on an extra $5,000 a month, right? And we'll get more into that in a second. That might not sound like a lot, but that's a lot, okay? So deliverability health score. If you're at a 45, you gotta figure your stuff out, because anything under a 90 is a fat red flag. Because at the end of the day, Gmail, Yahoo, iCloud, whoever you're sending it from, they have customers too. They don't want their customers getting spam. And so again, I can't stress enough how important deliverability is, having good deliverability. But if your health score is at a 45, ASAP, get this figured out. Otherwise, your email marketing is just going to suck for the rest of your life, and you don't want that, okay? These forecasts are all based on generally what we see with our clients and a mix of a little bit of industry standard as well. So this is the new optimized profile count after you have cleaned your lists out, and we're focusing more on the engaged customers rather than the ones that aren't doing anything except putting your emails in a spam, right? Projected monthly revenue after we've optimized, you're sitting at 105,000, which makes sense because the profit gap was 5,000. That's about 3%. And then the cost reduction, which is basically what we're getting charged from Klaviyo now because we cut the profiles down, we're saving about $225. That's good, all right? Now, again, going back to that $5,000, $5,000 in a month might not seem a lot, but what's 5 times 12? You're missing out on $60,000 a year, an extra $60,000 annually. And if you're sitting at, who knows, let's say you're at like $900,000 and you have that silent profit gap, this is the difference that's putting you from a 6-figure brand to a 7-figure brand. That's huge, right? So crucial that we get this figured out. And this, as you can see in the big red bar, in the next 90 days, if you don't get this stuff optimized, you're missing out on making $15,675 extra dollars. All right, so if you guys want this tool for free, 0 cost, please go down in the link description below, click it, it's all yours. You can have it or you don't have to have it, I really don't care. But this is gonna help you guys a whole lot if you guys utilize this tool and take the actionable steps that you need to after seeing this abomination on your screen. So at the end of the day, 25 to 35% of all your revenue should be coming from just email marketing. If it's not that, please follow this system, implement these flows that I just showed you guys, implement the optimization system, do all these things, improve that, because you're leaving so much money on the table just by not doing these simple steps. And if you guys don't want to do all this work by yourselves, this is what we do. We're proven. We've done this for many people and we've done it successfully. So go down in the link description below to book a call. And if you don't, no worries. Just be sure to hit the subscribe button because we're going to be dropping a lot of more sauce other than just this. We're going to be giving more free tools, more free resources, and more free value. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.